Good morning. This is day 2 of the European holiday. We wake up about 5:30 now. We're just packing up and we're about to head off to Bosnia.
Kako veli Luka? Hi.
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 How are you?
Yeah, I'm good.
It was quite interesting, but the toilet you had to pay for it was 50 cents, and it's probably one of the cleanest toilets I've ever been on. Just an interesting FYI. So we're still in Austria, about 200 k's away from where we were. This is pretty much how their petrol station looks like. A lot different to Australia, although they still have Shell or BP in this case. But yeah, it's very interesting. It's a bit different. All these buildings next to the petrol station are really, really nice. They're quite different to what we're used to in Australia.
I find that I'm always having to make amends for shortcomings, trying to make my way, knocking on every door in this maze. The times it's all out of reach, soldier on. When it's harder to learn than to teach, soldier on. I do believe that if someone is willing to all their dues, there's almost no end to what can be won. One day you gotta choose. The times it's all out of reach, soldier on.
This is day 2 of my European holiday. We've just arrived at my mum's home where she was born. So we're just going to spend the night here. It's very beautiful. It's very sad at the same time that yeah, not many people sort of come and visit, but I'm so glad that we did. Yeah, it's a small house. It's a very homely house. What you see behind me here is my mum's dad wanted to build 4 rooms for the daughters, so when they obviously sort of came back and visited them, they had somewhere to stay and all of that sort of stuff, because the house was obviously just a little bit small. It's very beautiful and heartbreaking because of all the things that have happened here or in this particular area. And I didn't realize that in Doboj, with the area that my mum is actually from, this particular sort of area which is on the hills of Doboj, there's actually 3 sides. There's a Bosnian side, there's a Serbian side, and there's a Croatian side, all of which I learned today. I didn't actually know any of this before, so it was, I don't know, I still don't get it. But so a couple of other things that they have, I didn't realize that we had you know, 20 hectares or something along those lines of actual land here and forest and so forth, which I didn't know any of this sort of stuff. So it was just so interesting to learn. And that's actually a lot of land, and it's not that much that people around here don't actually have that much. So I didn't really realize how much my grandparents and their parents accumulated over time. I should say my great grandparents, I suppose. Ajte meni reci sad, koliko ima ovdje džedovne, tako reći?
Pa ima 70 duluma orance i 30 duluma šume.
A gdje je šuma, a gdje je oranc?
Pa jebi, eto, ovo je sad tamo šuma. Ovo je šuma tamo, ono sad što vidiš, ali nije sve naše.
Da.
I ima dole ispod toga bilo, ali eto sad je većinom valjda sve šuma. Eto, i ovo je bila oranca sve do neki dan. I vidiš kako je to. Pošumlo se samo. Ima ovo je toga dosta. I ovo vidio, to je isto sve naše. To je oranca bila. Evo vidiš šta tu je. Eto, ovdje mi si išlo, evo. Ovo to što, ovdje mi si išlo s kolom. Šta? A mi smo tu ašove. Ovdje je 5000 kvadratnih metara što smo mi djeca ašove.
I to je bilo kao za ovaj...
Povrće.
Yeah, so the other thing that I noticed in Croatia and in Bosnia is that everyone has a garden. There's a whole heap of mozzies here. Everyone has a garden. So as you can see there, all of that is a garden that my uncle keeps up, and that's just basically so it keeps him alive and well during winter.
Ovo je buranija, niska. To se isto lijepo kuva, nema se zrelo, normalno. Onda kvan krompir, luk, tamo tikve, kako zove, bundava tikva.
Jel to prodaješ za svinje ili to držiš za sebe?
Ne, ima za mene, a ima posebno za svinje. Ovo je vangor, ovaj dio ovo za svinje, a imam dole za mene. One bunu slatke, od nje spravi kolači tak, od bundava to i. Ali one slatke.
On my Urban Farmer channel, I'll walk through the garden. Actually, my uncle walked me through the garden and what he has planted and what he has plans for. And then this is the whole house that we're visiting now. Probably just going to go... the other thing that I did, which was really good, is that I actually made like a small documentary on my uncle. Actually, both of my uncles, including my mum, which is nice, which means that... years down the track, even my kids and my kids' kids sort of know exactly who their uncles are. And we went to the cemetery, which was really nice, and the cemetery was obviously full of past relatives and all that sort of stuff. And I got my uncle to sort of walk me through and tell me who all of those relatives are, which was really nice because there's actually no one, if I came there, no one knows that history that well. So and he was more than willing to sort of like tell me so I can capture all of that, and I did, and I'm eternally grateful. And that pretty much concludes this day. I might just sort of roll some footage just to see how Bosnia is and what my ride was like coming to this part of Bosnia, and then tomorrow we'll film another day.
I hear you breathe, but I can't see. If you're right here next to me, something's wrong. Wasn't it fun?
That's okay.
Is it now we're done? You get dressed, I'm like a mess. And you tell me to confess. And you tell me to confess. Oh, I don't know what to say, what to do, how to make you see. This is nothing in real life, it might just have been a bad dream. You can run, you can hide, but you can't put the blame on me.
Anyway, well, up until next time, I'll see you then. Bye.